Greetings all, welcome back to the adventures of Anton Rayne. After that meeting, I think he needs to kick back and read the newspaper. Fueling Sordland's tomorrow, unfazed by recent political developments, Gassum, the big gas company, is set to bolster Sordland's infrastructure and support its ongoing development efforts. That's great news! As one of Sordland's largest corporations, Gassum's financial aid, logistical support, and equipment aid are crucial to Sordland's economic resurgence. The support provided by Gassum, whose roots are intertwined with Sordland's modern history, is a testament to the corporation's dedication to Sordland's prosperity. Lucian, Petey, we got good... Wait, this is an advertisement? Oh, Anton's reading an advertisement. Good news, everybody! 4 out of 5 doctors say it's good to smoke! It was sponsored by the Alfonso Foundation. That was our predecessor, Ewald Alfonso. Apparently he has a group that pushes for Gassum. Oh, let's see. In economics, a new prototype for the first pocket radio. I can listen to all my jams on the road. Sweet. Was displayed by the Arcasian Electronics Company. Eat it, Japan. You will never defeat us in electronics. After 6 years of research, the engineers behind the pocket transistor radio have revealed that the material science questions regarding the compositions have been solved. The company is now filing patents for the product. Sweet. We're a high-tech country. I don't think we are. We're kind of backwards, but whatever. The president of Arcasia, Dwight Walker, praised the minds that are... Oh, that's like the America. Yeah. The big boy we want to be friends with is saying that our country done good. He probably said it better than that. Good news. Freezing temperatures recorded. The Meteorological Institute has reported a record low temperature of -29 in the city of Suzerain. A warning for frostbite has been issued for the cities of southern Bergia. That ain't good. Alfonso ditches Lotharberg, a sign of discord. So we already know that. Ewald Alfonso, our previous predecessor, who was a part of the lobbyist group, the Lotharberg Group for oligarchs, they have split their ways because there's some animosity. Anything in the Geopolitico? Nope. Born, don't be boring me with a Born report. Booming wine demand in Born. Get to my car, honey. Surge, where are you? We need to go investigate this immediately. In Born, there's been a significant surge in demand for local wines. Is that because a bunch of, like, a herd of winos made it there? The sudden increase has led to a busy season for vineyards and wineries across the region. The cause of this rise in demand comes from international interest. Sweet, international winos want our booze. And it is certainly driving economic activity in the city. I have saved the economy by doing nothing. Another good job, Anton. If you heard a weird noise, it was me kind of slapping my hands together in success, but I realized without having a camera on, it just probably was like, what the fuck's that noise, if you even heard it. Wineries are ramping up production to meet the increased demand. A continued trend could further stimulate the region's economy. Yeah, let's stimulate Boren. Alright, let's see. We're going to wait to see what's coming on in our homeland till later on. Our homeland is, and by that I mean our home province. What's in Gelsord? The recession, no, don't tell me bad news, led to a reduction in rail assets, with more than a fifth of the rail network, itself antiquated, being mothballed in the recent years. While the main lines of the rail network are currently in service, increased demand in goods from Gelsord to the capital is pushing the network to its limits. The rail signaling system in the region dates back from the middle of last century and is also in need of improvement. Hey, if it was good for the 1850s, I'm sure it's great for the 1950s. Problem solved. Sarah, you just can't say problem solved and it's solved. Problem solved. See what's going up in England, the poor agricultural region. The recent collapse of the tourism industry in Lankkurg has led to a reduction in trade traffic and road maintenance. Who goes there on tourism? They probably have a lot of beaches, though. They're on the sea here. The road network is currently in service, but is in need of substantial improvement. Ports, country roads, take me home, and bridges similarly suffer from a lack of investment. Firms doing business in Lankkurg report a significant shortage of warehouse facilities, particularly refrigerated facilities with implications both for the transportation system and the ability to serve the population's basic food and health needs. Yes, I know, this place needs infrastructure reform. I get it. What's going on in Lockhaven? Lockhaven Sea Rig Maintenance. The Gassam Sea Rig off the coast of Lockhaven has paused oil extraction operations for essential maintenance. The rig has been a significant contributor to Lockhaven's oil output, and its temporary shutdown could impact the city's production levels. The maintenance timeline remains uncertain. The local government is monitoring the situation, making arrangements to ensure minimal disruption in the city's oil supply. Until then, normal operations remain suspended. Well, that can't be good for the economy, especially when we're trying to increase exports from the port. What do we got here? Oh, wait. One in Morna. I almost missed that one. Increasing unemployment. The number of people filing for unemployment in Morna continues to rise as the recession continues. The change in economic conditions is historic and stunning in its speed, said the mayor of Morna. In the aftermath of the crisis of 1951, the unemployment rate at Morna rose to 9% in the following year. The last 6 months have almost erased all gains in employment over the last 2 decades. Alright, I get it. We have a serious economic issue. What's going on in our home of Bergia? In the Sarna region, the city... We're not from Sarna, but we are from Bergia. Promising agricultural growth. Go Bergia, I knew I could count on you, home province. For the first time in 3 years, the agricultural output of Sarna has increased. Many experts link the increased output to both a drop in temperatures and new farming practices that have been adopted in recent years. Additionally, farmers are now accessing more generous credit allowances, farm subsidies, from the government that were left over from the Alfonso administration. I thought Alfonso was a free market reformer. You can't say farm subsidies are part of true free market capitalism. Yeah, it exists in a lot of free market systems, but that is not free market. It's subsidies. The Minister of Agriculture reports that the region's agricultural industry has the potential to become a powerhouse in the future if investments persist. Of course, if we're giving them money from the government, of course they're going to do well. Give me money and I always do well. And we've got some superpower news. First, from the communist Kantana. The CSP and the Federation of Ankara sign a historic nap. Oh, they're gonna sleep together? It's nap time, babies! Essentially, this looks like CSP propaganda, announcing they've signed a 5-year non-aggression pact with the Ankarans, as they're trying to put more influence outside of their continent and into ours as a way to try and counteract ATO, because they don't like the freedom of ATO. I think it seems like a bunch of commie bullshit to me. And a worrisome potential threat. Oh, the other one wasn't even news from ATO at all. It's from this little place, who has been having disagreements with the Duchy of Populace over oil that was discovered. Regia congratulates election victory. King Ramus Taurus of Regia has formally extended warm congratulations to us. He took his time getting to it. To President Anton Rayne following his electoral success. In an official address, he praised Sordland's thriving democratic ethos and expressed a keen interest in fortifying bilateral ties under the Rayne administration. The king anticipates a future of close cooperation and mutual respect between the two nations. Alright, thanks, bro. Who's the king? King Ramnes Taurus. Well, I appreciate that. And now to making decisions. We need a meeting on media strategy. We need a media on propaganda and the like. Lucien and Peter arrived at my office to talk about recent developments and media strategy. They both took their seats across from me. Lucien put on his reading glasses and quickly went over some documents. Peter turned to Lucien and nodded. Greetings, gentlemen. I have just received further information from the interior about the sudden fire that broke out at Holstord State University archives nearby. It was suspicious, wasn't it? Tell me, Lucien. I need to know more. The initial reports from the Holstord police chief indicate a potential arson case. I knew it! The conspiracy rag I read told me. They look at me funny. In accordance with protocol, the Swedish Intelligence Directorate has been called.
Is the SID really necessary for this? Why would anyone hit the archives of a university in the first place? I see no logical motive there.
Why did you do it, Peter?
Of course not.
Sounds good to me.
It seems like the chief suspects are foreign sabotage. They informed us that a large section of the archive has been destroyed. It includes tens of thousands of globally recognized research documents in original by the great thinkers of our people.
Why would foreigners come in there and burn that shit? Like, what do they have to gain from it? I can say it's a shame knowledge was lost. I can say we need to support our education center, but we need to solve the mystery. Back to Peter's point. If this was arson, what could the motive have been, my friends?
The fact that the employee records have been destroyed, along with the research documents, raises further questions.
It does.
Luckily, most originals have copies in other universities and some international libraries. The first edition of my favorite book, The Geopolitics of Sordland by Herman Aquea, was destroyed too.
Who? Alright, so this Herman dude was a political scientist, historian, and writer. He wrote a bunch of political science crap people liked, especially in the Tarkin Sol government. Then he stepped away from public life. Maybe he felt guilty. Maybe he wrote stuff and then it was abused by Tarkin Sol, or maybe he's a dickweed. I don't know. Lucian liked what he wrote. I don't think that's the important thing, though. If there are copies of these books elsewhere, it's gotta be the records that were destroyed for a reason.
Maybe it was just a freak accident, you know? We do have copies of the most important works, so no single fire can eradicate our knowledge. I see no point in destroying employee records either.
That's the suspect part, Peter. That's the suspect part.
More importantly, Lucien mentioned that Marcel Caranti contacted him.
Who? Oh yeah, the guy who owns the media empire? The Carantis had always been known as one of the richest and most influential families in Sordland. Marcel Caranti was no exception. He was the oldest son of Conrath Caranti, the industrialist media mogul who had founded the HOS, which is the multi-industry corporation worth billions. It's one of the biggest companies in the country. Well, more like conglomerates. But they have a monopoly in the media. That's why it matters. I want that broken up. The richest man in the entire of Sordland. Lucien turned to me.
He has offered to meet with you, Mr. President.
What does this... Wait, why is Conrath sending his son?
He unfortunately passed away today.
What a pleasantly timed excuse. What a bunch of bullshit. Of course he died so he didn't have to meet with me. What a cunt.
After the passing of his father, may he rest in peace. Marcel aims to become the next CEO of the HOS conglomerate. He mentioned a productive collaboration.
That is suspect as hell, though that might benefit us.
They are a powerful and influential media conglomerate. To start with, they own the Sordland Today newspaper, the Sordish Broadcasting Corporation, the
which means it would be wise to have them by our side. Sorry for interrupting.
No, it's good, Lucien. I didn't need to hear all that anyway. What does... Wait, yeah, let's consider our options first. No need to be hasty on this.
I agree. We need to tread carefully. But first, let's not get ahead of ourselves. First, we need to determine our general approach to the media.
You know, I'm really a proponent of stabbing people in the neck.
I'm no media expert, but Lucien made some very interesting arguments at the preparation meeting yesterday.
There are two ways we can approach the media. One of them is by influencing it, which has clear advantages. The other one is keeping it independent.
I don't know, how is that going to help us by leaving it independent? Like, if we break them up, sure. But I think the media is a tool that every good leader uses.
I agree. Media plays a huge role in adapting public opinion towards our views and policies, while helping us to avoid damage from scandals or mistakes.
I didn't commit any scandals, did you?
No, I mean,
did you, Peter?
I might have, I hope not.
Well, I do acknowledge that this will sound a bit harsh. I certainly believe that our perspective and our experience allows us to have superior judgment compared to the average Swordish citizen.
Lucian, I think that sounds a little dickish. That does sound harsh.
Yeah, we shouldn't resort to these measures to solve our potential policy mistakes.
I don't know, Peter. I mean, there's a reason you have political spin.
It isn't about that alone, Peter. There could be groups or people who would want to damage us, even if we are in the right.
2 knocks were heard on the door. Come in, bitches! Who is it?
It's Lilia, Mr. President?
Livia Suno, my new secretary, entered the office. Oh, this is the one Peter got us hired. Or hired for us. Her dark curls bounced as she crossed the room to my desk. She spoke with a slight lilt in her voice.
Excuse me, Mr. President. Mr. Goliath's secretary has been calling me and wanted me to relay a message.
Like I give a shit, bitch. Who's Mr. Glade? Oh, wait, that's Lucian. Lucian's in here. Oh, Lucian's secretary called.
Marcel Caranti, the new CEO for HOS Conglomerate, is on the line for Mr. Glade.
Woman, we're in a meeting.
Well, the ball's in our court now. I said balls.
You did, Peter.
Would you like to talk to him, sir? Or would you like me to?
I'll talk to him myself, Lucian. Connect the line to my office.
Right away, sir. Connecting the line to the call to line 1.
Lilia left the room, and the phone started ringing. I picked up. Hello, Marcel.
Greetings, Mr. Rayne. I know your time is valuable, so I will not waste any of it. I was just elected CEO of HOS.
He sounds like a nice, trustworthy guy.
My strategy in running of this conglomerate will be different than my father's. This is why I am offering a partnership deal regarding our media branch. I would like to formally invite you to my resort near Cornriat for a meeting to discuss the details.
Thank you for the offer. I would be... Wait, what does that entail? I don't like leaving the house.
Our future as partners, Mr. President. Surely we can't talk about the details on the phone. I just wish to have a face-to-face conversation with you. I will send you the details through my secretary if you are interested.
Yeah, alright. I guess I can do that. Sure.
You will not be disappointed, I promise. Well then, I'll let you return to your back schedule. See you later, Mr. President.
See you later, Karani. He seems like a nice guy. Click. I hung up the phone.
I'll set things up right away. Expect a worthwhile meeting next month.
I gotta wait a month to beat this dickweed?
It's settled then. Looking forward to next month. I wonder if he has a pool.
I didn't say I'm bringing you with me, Peter. Lucian looked at his watch.
It appears we're done for today. We'll continue where we left off later. Thank you for your time.
Good work, Marcel. Keep it up, my friend. Oh, wait, no. Wait, what? Yeah, see you soon, gentlemen. Who's Marcel? I was gonna talk to the guy who wasn't here. Can you believe that Mistopheles talking to somebody who's here? Oh, that would be weird. I know.
Who are you talking to, sir?
Nobody. I'll see you gentlemen later. Lucian and Peter gathered the documents and promptly left my office. We were already getting the attention of key figures and potentially dangerous ones. I'm moving up in the world, bitches. Behold. Alright, a few new news things have come out. We already saw the suspicious fire thing. Conrad Caranti passed away. We just met his son. What else do we have here? Gassam hires freeze amid economic strains. Uh-oh. Gassam is frozen hiring as part of the recession. We need people to get jobs and make money. Glamorous inaugural ball. I feel like I don't want to have a ball. I know you could say the president ain't got no balls, but I feel like this is a bad look This pisses me off in our own country. Like, when the economy is bad, and they're like, we're still having a fancy presidential ball. That's out of touch, man. The whole sword elite gathers for a lavish state ball. Many citizens of the country are uncertain about their own future, but the state has no problem with wasting taxpayers' money right from the start. That's what I'm saying. We should cancel it as a show of solidarity with the people. The radical gets it. And there's an ideological dispute between Galmland and Vlagsland. It intensifies. Two of our neighbors are arguing. One of them, Valgsland, is aligned with the Milesians, the communists. So apparently the female leader of Galmland, Brigdied, is pushing a unique interpretation of Carlos Marcius's communist theory on the other communist country. Yeah, I'm pretty sure these guys are commies, right? Yeah, they're a member of the CSP. So they're arguing about religion, basically. Not religion, but what version of communism is best. Millennialism. News from the Kyrite Republic. Kyrite expresses approval of Sordish democracy. The Republic of Kyrite congratulated us on our recent electoral victory. So these guys... what are they? They're a parliamentary republic? Okay, cool. They dig free... What do they dig? They dig democracy like us. So what's going on in Valgan? Declining energy output of the Valgan Dam. Just put more water in it. They're like, what, sir? Fill it up with more water. Get some buckets. Sir, I don't think you understand how hydroelectric power works. The Valgan Dam, a critical energy resource for Sordland, has been experiencing a reduction in its energy output due to its age. The dam's aging infrastructure is proving less efficient. That ain't good. Affecting its ability to maintain previous levels of energy generation. This decrease could impact the region's energy supply if not addressed promptly. Plans for refurbishment or modernization of the dam could be proposed in the future if necessary. Alright, probably something we're going to have to look into. Tourism and Ribbery, I don't care. They're like, we could have tourism. So do we look at Lockhaven for our next issue or the capital? Lockhaven is, oh, I don't know what I did. Is it investing in a mega structure thing? Whole Sword is a campaign finance bill. Let's look at infrastructure investment because we need to fix this damn economy. Invest in mega infrastructure. The Ministry of the Economy has put forward 2 bold plans for mega infrastructure projects that would help with the economic recession in the long term. Investing in projects of this scale will take up some portion of our budget, but could prove worthwhile if accomplished successfully. So we can say we want to spend money. We only have 7 monies. We can spend one or reject it. We're going to invest in a mega infrastructure project. This could drive jobs, and this could create investment that could build more for the economy long term. Alright, so I'm guessing we're going to have a meeting later on about that. We made the decision to spend the money. Let's look at some more reports about the fire. SID, that's like our FBI, I guess, joins the HSU fire investigation. Further investigations by the police department reveal a potential arson case with no identified suspects. We already know that! We need new info! The police chief of Holsard has voiced concerns about suspected sabotage by a foreign... Why would there be a foreign nation? Where is your evidence of that? Inviting the Sordish Intelligence Directorate, that's SID, in the investigation to expand the investigation. The area is cordoned off from the public to discover further evidence. So far, you have shown me 0 evidence of that. In fact, the only thing that is reasonably suspect towards someone is Peter being like, I don't think it was here. So maybe Peter did it, but that's a long shot. I don't know why he would do it. Party Committee Report. The Reform Committee, these are the guys working on the reforms for the Constitution we want to get passed. They're going to have some demands different than we do. Reports that any potential change to the Constitution in the direction of the reformists will likely result in strong opposition from the National Front Party. Those are like the fascist party. The members of the Assembly in support of such direction seem to be in great numbers and possibly make up the majority in the Grand National Assembly, while most members of the United Sordland Party seem reluctant about supporting such changes. Oh, that's going to be a little tough. not Codex. I want... Okay, here's the Grand Assembly. So these blue guys, I believe, are the Reformist Party. They're supporting us in wanting the reforms we are currently pushing for, which is a limited veto for the president. The Supreme Court will no longer be able to veto constitutional amendments on their own. This is our party, the USP. Our party is reluctant about what we want change-wise. And then these guys are the fascists, and they're against the change we want. So we might actually have a harder time with the reforms we want within our own party than within the other party. Why is this dot here? Get rid of it. Alright, okay. Oh, these are just, look, we have no entries about Conrath. Yeah, okay, we know he died. We met his son today. Ah, he seemed like a nice man. You do. What else we got going on? Campaign finance bill reform. Alright, let's look at the campaign finance bill. The CFP bill has been passed by the GNA. That's the General Assembly. Electoral Campaign Finance Bill. Section 1 of this bill stipulates a significant change in the methodology of public funds allocation to political parties. I don't want any. I don't think the government should be giving money to political parties to run campaigns. That just is a way for the parties to keep themselves in power. The new measure replaces the previous system based on the number of votes won in the general election, with a system reliant on the proportion of seats secured by a political party in the assembly. Section 2 sets the annual financial allocation to the political parties at 500,000 ren, that's our currency, per member of the assembly. This shift ensures that the financial support from public funds aligns more closely with the party's representative influence within the legislative body. So what you're saying is, the current system gives parties financial aid based on how many votes you got. So let's say Jimmy got 10 votes out of 100. He could get, I guess, maybe 10% funding. Under the new vote, it would be based on seats. So if Jimmy got 10 votes, but he didn't get elected to Parliament, or whatever our governing body is, the General Assembly, then his party would get 0 financing. That means we're basically taking more power away from the people, right? I don't support any campaign financing from the public body. Taxpayers should not have to pay for politicians that are shitty to get money for their campaigns. Fuck that shit. But if you're going to do that, this change is a total power grab by those in power, those in our own party, to say, well, we've got seats in power, we should get more campaign financing. Screw the votes of the people. Section 3, a consequential effect of these amendments will effectively lead to a substantial increase in the election budget for the USP for our party, and a minor augmentation for the other parties present in the assembly. See, it's going to reward people who have seats, but it's going to fuck over small parties and small votes. This restructuring of funding fosters a more proportional representation of party presence within the assembly. It helps our party, but it fucks off the voters. I'm not going to do that. Section 4 highlights an important consequence of this reallocation. Parties that do not meet the 10% election threshold will see their public funding effectively curtailed. This measure ensures that public resources are concentrated towards parties with a significant representation in the assembly. No! This is bullshit. That last line is like, we're just making sure the parties that people want get more money. I got elected with 37% of the vote. A plurality. We already have a system that does not favor representing individuals in an accurate way. I mean, I deserved it. Everybody loves me. A 37% plurality is clearly an undeniable mandate. But no, I will veto this shit law. My own party's going to be mad at me. They're going to probably be furious at me. Because they were like, that's more funding for us, dude. I don't care. I really don't care. I don't know why there was a new thing about that, but whatever. But that was about the HOS. Discussion of potential infrastructure projects. Alright, I'm looking forward to this. What are we gonna fund? The view toward the Markian Sea from Lockhaven, that's our port town, our major port town, was nothing short of exquisite. The seaside state residence, fittingly named the Blue Mansion, was a large, fine, and accommodating structure. But enjoying the luxurious mansion wasn't the main reason of our visit. We gathered the economic team here to discuss the new infrastructure investment project. Half an hour had already passed since the start of the meeting. Unfortunately, I did not even have the chance to have my usual afternoon coffee. I like meetings with Lucien. Lucien is quick and on time. Looking at the view, this is not a meeting with Lucien. Looking at the view from the windows, I let my mind drift for a couple of seconds. Simon's voice brought me back into the ongoing discussion.
Mr. President, we need to focus on boosting the economy as quickly as possible. One of the fastest ways to achieve this is through infrastructure projects.
See what I'm telling you, everybody? We already knew that. Simon's just getting on board the education train. I will nod because I know that.
On one hand, businessmen are complaining about the slow logistical rail network between our capital of the whole Sordland and Lockhaven, the port.
Lilia started talking as soon as Simon took a breath. Oh my god, women, am I right? On the highway, citizens are criticizing the lack of a proper highway connection between Lockhaven and Avery. The narrow roads by the seaside are not only dangerous, but also difficult to traverse. Avery is the regional capital, and actually I agree with her. I'm like, what about bitches, am I right? And I'm like, no. She's talking about the road from the port to the Angland, the poor area to the north that needs roads and infrastructure. We need to heed the calls of our businesses, and the citizens and their demands matter the most. I'm saying that because I'm kissing up to her, because that's what she's going to be talking about is up north. But there's still business. There's still business up north. We've heard that tourism is down up north, I think it was. And if we can build some roads up there where the infrastructure is ass, that could create more economic growth up there, and we need economic growth. I'm not worried about the rail network. Yeah, that should be improved, but we already have rail network. It's just overburdened. Their demands are just the dire situation of the road infrastructure. Shut up, bitch. I agree.
But the return in investment will be low. Our concern should be economic growth.
It will create economic growth, and the advantage of a road, Gus, and economic growth is anybody can use it. If we build up the rail network more, and that's good, that's going to be limited to giant rail companies and those who can afford that. If we build up the road network where it's crappy, that means people with horses and carts. That means people who have automobiles. It means a wide variety of growth that can scale quickly or slowly, because it can scale at the automobile level instead of having to scale at the train level. It's not just business folk who are suffering, but ordinary folk. I agree, Lilius, and then that also gives regular folks the ability to start more businesses and take advantage of the better road networks. I mean, if we're going to embrace a free market system...
What really matters is that your first economic act accomplishes something tangible.
We gotta improve the... You know what, yes, we have to prove that we're capable. That we gotta show the people that we can get things done. You're right, Simon. Because if we want to get more done, we need the support of the people.
To that point, I define the two important projects for your attention. The H3 Highway Project and the Elwell High-Speed Rail
I already know what I want to do, Simon. Mr. Hall repositioned himself in the chair. Yeah, I gotta move my balls around sometimes too. Sometimes they get uncomfortable.
Sir, that's not what I meant. The Ministry can only support one project at a time. With our current capacity and budget, let's move on to the details of each.
I thought I already made a decision. I don't want to listen to talking.
So which do you want to hear about first?
Let's hear about your rail speed project, I guess. Ugh.
Your predecessor, Alfonso, failed to deliver on this campaign promise.
All the more reason I don't give a shit about it. Weren't my promise.
But now we have the opportunity to start the construction of a groundbreaking railway project. As you know, our current trains cannot meet the standards of today, as many other countries adopt new electric engine technology to power up their trains. We're falling behind.
News about the electric trains in the United Cortana has piqued our business interest.
I don't care about their commie electric trains. We'll just keep using coal or whatever, or diesel electric hybrids if they exist. Like, you don't need electrified rail to have electrified trains.
They too want to transport resources and material from Holsword to Lockhaven with great speed and efficiency.
I don't care what the commies are doing. I mean, yeah, I get it could empower businesses. It could bring business investment here. I get that could happen.
This should be our priority. Growth and development optimization.
I don't know, Gus. You're saying we should put all our eggs into the basket of big business. And don't get me wrong, business is going to pull us out of this. But you're saying we got to trust a few major big companies. I would rather open up road investment where a bunch of mom and pops or other people can grow their own businesses. A more diversified approach.
Our plan is to upgrade the old L1 line from Holsword to Lockhaven. It will transform into a high-speed railway.
Gus was pointing at Holsword while Simon was looking attentively. Yes, I get it. It's from our capital here to Lockhaven. I get it.
The planned construction starts right here at the capital. It will go to Enrica first, and then connect to Gelsword, after which it will reach Lockhaven, our economic powerhouse.
Dude, I am from Bergia. I am from a rural area. I know what it's like to be rural. You're talking about economic benefits just to benefit the rich. I come from a poor, depressed area. England is kind of like that. If we give these people the opportunity to make their own money, to be able to sell in the port of Lockhaven, we will have a wide range of diverse agricultural products that can be sold there, and we don't take the risk. You know, one big company fails, and they're not going to use the major railway system. Gus leaned forward.
The L1 will significantly boost the economies of the newly linked cities and even the rural areas in between. Lockhaven is our primary port, so the goods unloaded there will be transported to Holsword much faster.
They already have rail access. Investing in the region... Look, I could say, yes, it would help to link the cities, and it would help the rural areas, and I'm all for the rural areas. Investing in the regions that are already developed makes little sense, Gus. We need to grow the economy. The economy is bad there. There's places where the economy could quickly grow if they just had a way to get products out to better markets. I completely agree. I can't believe I'm agreeing with this commie lady. Our attentions must be diverted to the needy. The H3 is a much more logical plan.
The mayor of Enrica, Curtin Leslie, also requested this project to be prioritized.
Who the fuck is Curtin? That guy? Alright. He's in our party. He's a member. And we do need to make more people in our party happy.
Businessmen in the region will be very content, which in turn will increase investments and employment.
Oh, you're still talking about the railway line.
Therefore, I will recommend the L1 high-speed rail project.
I want to hear more about the railway, or the highway project. Convince me I'm wrong. Convince me I'm wrong.
The H3 project aims to improve the abysmal state of the road network in England region bordering Agnolia. The area is home to several million Anglo-Sordish and Sordish citizens who currently feel neglected.
That is another problem our nation has, is historically, our nation has treated minorities like shit. There are a lot of minorities that live up in that region who feel disenfranchised because the focuses of the country economically have left them behind.
There are no proper highway connections to and from England. The mayor of Avery, Eric Neal, has been asking for a bigger budget to develop the regional infrastructure.
That's what I'm saying. We've already heard before that they don't have good connections. He told us that even trucks are having a hard time traveling through the main roads. The increased traffic is causing trouble for people commuting in and out of the region. Look, it looks like they have, if they have traffic that wants to go in and out of the region, that's economic growth that wants to happen. It just needs to be unleashed. Look, we can't leave the request of Eric Neal, a party member, unanswered. I mean, I really care about the citizens, but I need to kiss up to anyone in the party right now, because we need to get support from our own party. I know him personally and can vouch that he's a trustworthy member of the party. Thanks, commie lady.
Let's take a more detailed look at the upgrade proposal.
Alright, let's look at the thing, at the map, Simon. I mean, at the thing.
It's called a map, sir.
I know! I learned about that in schoolums. The H3 highway route starts here in Lockhaven, and from there it leads to Lankerg, and there it goes all the way to Avery. I think Avery, Was Avery one of the 2 places they talked about tourism? I don't know. But look at that. If the roads here are shit, there's no highway, this whole region has economic potential that is not connected to a port that we want to grow exports out of. This seems perfect. As a result, the road network towards the Angolian capital, Stalport, could also improve substantially. Sure. She paused and leaned forward in her chair. As mayor, I saw the central government continuously neglect our country's Anglo-Sordish dominated regions. Is this administration going to continue that kind of negligence? No. I agree. I hate to agree with you, but our Anglo-Sordish citizens should be respected as swords like we all are. We are all part of one nation.
Yes, there should be no preference or separation among the Sordish citizens, meaning we should think about what's best for the country overall.
I'm glad you agree, Gus.
It has to be pointed out that the highway would be less beneficial in the short term.
I have to disagree. You know, Lilius might have a point. It's also going to create jobs in those regions, right? As we hire people to build those roads. So that'll be an economic boost in poor areas, giving them money to spend. If we spend money where the rich people are, they're not going to necessarily put that into the economy. Poor people put that money back into the economy because they don't have a choice.
It will increase the speed of transportation throughout the region.
I agree, Lilius.
Our citizens will be quite pleased if we successfully accomplish this. Besides, if we enter trade talks with Agnolia, they'll see the investment as a positive sign.
I hadn't even thought of that. If we open up more trade with the North, that could help the economy. And they wanted to renegotiate our trade deal. I have settled on a decision, bitches.
Excellent. What will your final choice be, Mr. President?
I hate to let you down, Simon. I'm going to focus on the H3 highway project to improve the infrastructure in our poorer region. The rich do not need to get richer.
Thank God. I knew you would see reason.
I can't believe I'm on the same side as her. She annoys the crap out of me, or at least she did in the last meeting. She was actually okay in this meeting.
The negotiations will begin in the middle of this year. You'll be able to reward the contract to a corporation of your choice.
Shouldn't we speed that up and get that going now?
The ministry estimates that construction will be completed in 2 years if every step going forward is executed successfully.
Let's hope the recession is not still going on in 2 years. You know what, everybody? Thank you for your contributions and thoughts. I appreciate it. I appreciate you.
See you soon, Mr. Rayne.
I hope not.
Have a nice day, Mr. President.
Thanks for your help, Gus. Evening settled on the beautiful coastline of Lockhaven. I think as the sun goes down and Anton watches it sink below the waves... Wait. No. Anton doesn't know what is east and west. He doesn't know where the sun rises and when the sun sets. As he watches the sun set in the west over the land, he says, you know what, that's a fitting way to end our day. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'm having fun. This game is pretty cool. So we're going to try and build infrastructure in Angland. We have some interesting things to see next time. Oh, that shows that the highway... It's not technically under construction, but that's where we've made our decision. Sometime in the next, what do you say, 6 months? We're going to pick a highway construction. So much to happen. I'm looking forward to. Thanks for hanging out, everybody.